everybody, it's Christine with Cocoa Daisy, and I'm going to share with you some stamping tips and a bunch of layering that I'm going to do using the two stamp sets from the Doodles and Dashes 2 collection. This one here that has the Gather Together is from the Modern Memory Keeping Kit, and this one with the November and the 11. We continue on with our theme that we're doing each month. This is from the Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kit. Or if you subscribe to the stamp subscription, you will receive both of these. So I'm going to show you some ideas on how to layer each stamp set individually, and then I've got a few at the end here where I show how to put a few of the items together. Inks that I am using this month, obviously my VersaFine Black Onyx, which is my favorite black stamping ink. We have Pumpkin Pie from the Stampin' Up, Crumb Cake, and So Saffron. This one I use all the time. It is a beautiful yellow. It's kind of a mild yellow. It's almost like a honey color. This is one of my absolute favorites. I use that all the time. And then from the Stamp Market, I have Mango, Rusty, Golden, and then I did pull out the blush because it would go really well with this collection. You can see here where I took one of my booklets and just kind of stamped them in here to see which ones I liked. But I actually didn't end up using the blush in here at all, but it would work really well with it. So let's start with, this is the Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kit stamp set. And again, you can, and I think I just put it away, we have done a number of the stamp sets that have the box. So you have those from some of the past stamp sets. You can reuse one of those. The last few months, we have not included another box simply because we wanted to include some more other things in the stamp set. We've done a number of the boxes, and I'm sure we'll do another box here coming up soon for those of you that haven't had the chance to grab one in one of the stamp sets we did previously. But these are meant to work with any of the box stamps. So for this one, I stamped the number 11 over here in the corner, did that in a couple of different colors. And then I did November on the top. I tried it in the middle. So you can just kind of switch up as far as if you wanted to do one of the heavier words. We have the Here for the Food, Grateful, and Gathering. And so I just kind of switched those up in the places. So here I did the November on the top. I added that Here for the Food at the bottom here. And then in the middle, I used the two little checkbox phrases. I put both of them in there. And then I added this fun little double layered or two-step stamp, which is the leaf stamp. So I would recommend stamping the solid color first. And usually you do that in a lighter color and then the outline in a darker. So it's just easier to put the outline over the base, the solid color. Plus it shows up better as well. And I do not mind if it's not perfectly lined up. In fact, I kind of like that look. I think it makes it kind of fun if it's off center a little bit. And then on this one, I used this beautiful, almost like kind of a little wheat branch or wheat sprig along the bottom here. Added the November there, the Grateful up above, and then the cute little acorn on there as well. And then this one, I did the November at the top. I added the Gathering underneath, one of the checkbox phrases here in this section, and then I added that pretty little leaf cluster right there. And I liked how that kind of went up this dividing line. I thought that was really pretty. So the little wheat sprig or branch or stalk, whatever we want to call it, is so delicate and so pretty. I loved it just with the November. I thought that was pretty. I did it here, but just ran the November down the side. If you do a bunch of 3 of them like that with the 11 and the November, it's pretty. If I were going to do a tag, like if a lot of these you could use if you were making little tags or little place cards for your like Thanksgiving dinner, or even invitations or anything like that, if you were sending out note cards to people for a Thanksgiving dinner. But if I would put this on a tag, I would stamp just the 3 of them. I would punch a hole on each side, and then I would tie a little bow around it. And I think that would be so pretty as just like on the place setting to lay in the middle of the plate, on the napkin, or even on if you had a little place card with everyone's name. I think that would be really, really pretty. So there's a lot of these. This little cluster here with the leaves and the little acorn, you could put someone's name right below or next to, would be a cute little place card setting as well. A couple more ideas. Oh, this one here, I did with the November on the top, the here for the food in the middle. Kept this one a little bit more plain, and I really like that. I like the bold black with the little leaf next to it under it. That was pretty. You could do November and then stamp that little leaf cluster 2 times next to it. I think that is so pretty. And then the word grateful or gathering both fit really well in the top and bottom around the word November. You can see where I just did that on each side of the word gathering. And then this one, I stamped it 3 times and did that, and then added the grateful there. I thought that was very, very pretty. And then this one, I just did the 2 little pumpkins next to it here for the food. I think that's cute. Again, that would be a fun little place card setting for your table if you did here for the food and then added a little leaf next to it, or anything like that would be really cute. And then I wanted to show you how pretty these leaves are. I kind of did an ombre effect where I went from the lightest down to the darkest, and I think that would be so pretty if you were doing on your traveler's notebook spread on one page. If you had just the plain, you didn't have any pattern paper, and you just had that go down the side and had your journaling next to it, would be really, really cute. So that is that stamp set. A couple ideas for that one. And then we are going to do this one using the Modern Memory Keeping stamp set. And I love this. I love when we have the definition ones because there's so many fun ways to layer that. And this, I think right here, is one of my absolute favorite stamps, this pretty little branch right here. So one of the things I did, I stamped that here. This little branch works with just about every single saying. So I've got it with the together's my favorite place, the getting cozy, the gather together. I don't think I used it with the autumn. Maybe I did at the end, but it would work with the autumn as well. And that says autumn memories. It has the little memories in there. I think that's cute. So the gather together, you can do that with the little leaves, with the pumpkin. You can do it with that grateful definition stamp as well, and you can layer it with the autumn. The getting cozy, you can see I did that with this one. I did it with a couple of the little leaves. I did that one with the autumn memories as well. And then, and this one, so if you stamp it this way and then turn your stamp and stamp it again this way, you get this little area in here that you can add something. So you could set the pumpkin there. I did the little get cozy. You could put that there. You could put you could do the together is my favorite. You could do that there again. So there's a number of things that you could put right there, but I think that's kind of pretty as well. A picture, a little photograph, when you're doing a layout would be really pretty layered over top of that as well. The autumn memories, there's a number of ways that I did that. I did that with the grateful and then a couple of the little pumpkins with just a single leaf. It's very simple but very pretty. And then if you do it in a lighter color, and then the leaf in black is really pretty. And you could do, if you had just real simply on a page, you could do the autumn and then a number of the little black leaves just kind of trailing down. And you could even do like the little dot, 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 like showing like the leaf is blowing. Would be cute to do with that leaf as well. This little branch one, I took it and I stamped it, turned it and stamped it and put that together as my favorite place. And then of course with layering the two sayings there. So now the grateful definition. A couple of things you can do with that. You can layer that in a lighter color and just add the word gather together, or you could add the getting cozy as well. I stamped it just in black, added a couple of the little leaves in a couple of the colors. Or you can create an entire background in a lighter color, and then I stamped the autumn memories over top of it. So in order to do that, I wanted to show you also a couple other things. So let me show you this. So if you're doing that and you want to create a section like that, if you're doing that, say for instance, in your daisy planner or in your planner where you don't have an edge on this side, what I do is I just take a scrap piece of paper, lay that where I want my edge, and then just keep stamping. What you do is you'll stamp one, move it, and then so that it's all off-centered and it creates kind of more of a random look. So just use a scrap piece of paper and you can do that. The other thing that's fun about this little circle one, the together is my favorite place, if you use a 1 1/8 inch hole punch, you can stamp that and you can punch it out and turn it into a die cut, which you can see is what I did here, and I layered that over that background. And then I also took this pretty little branch and I just kept stamping it. You've seen me do that before with anything we have that is a floral or has any sort of a curve to it like that, creates that beautiful kind of pinwheel look. And so I stamped that all the way around. I did another one of these, punched it, and used a little foam adhesive and put it in the middle. And that isn't that beautiful? That is so pretty. So that is a few ideas on how to use this stamp set. Now, if we put some of them together, we get this. So I love the bold look of the autumn memories and the little leaf cluster together. I think that's really pretty. I did the November with the grateful, that real soft, delicate little wheat sprig, branch, whatever you want to call it, with the grateful is real pretty. And then also this combination. Then I used the November with that branch as well. I thought that curve is so perfect. It tucks in there just perfectly with the word November. Now you can use the solid leaf on its own as a background. And I did that with the little Together is my favorite over top of it. So this one I did three things. I did the Together is my favorite with the November with the little piece of wheat. I did the piece of wheat, the November, and then the cute little pumpkin. And then this one, and I was kind of playing with stamping a couple of colors on the leaf. And I didn't let them mix real well. So there's a little bit of defined lines on there with the ink colors, but it's fine. And then a couple more, and then just layered that grateful over top. So there are a bunch of ways. I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg, but it's to give you an idea on how you can use all of these stamps together. Look at your stamps in a different way. There's always ways that you can layer them, and you can create so many more combinations than just using them individually. When we design the stamps, we do that with that thought in mind, that you're going to be able to layer them and you're going to get so much more mileage out of your stamps. And what I encourage you to do is save your scrap paper. If you misprint something or you have a recycle bin or whatever, use that paper and just play. You're not trying to do a final project. And especially if you are creatively blocked, I have found that if I sit with a stamp, pick out some colors, I grab a stamp set and I just start playing and I just start layering. There's no mistakes. You're just stamping on scrap paper. It doesn't matter. And you just start to play with them. It kind of helps get the creative juices flowing. It gets ideas flowing. It leads to other ideas. I mean, that happens to me even when when I've already done this and I'm sitting here talking with you and I'm looking at them again and I go, oh yeah, a photograph right there would be really pretty, or I could do this, or I could do that. And those ideas will come to you as you're playing, and it will help you jumpstart a project if you're kind of stuck. So do that. Take the time to play with your supplies and get to know them and to practice and not worry about making mistakes and just have fun. So I hope I've given you some fun ideas, and I cannot wait for you to get these stamp sets and play. You're going to have some great ideas. I know you are when you sit down with them. So I will see you next month.